Regardless of the programming language used, application development is largely an exercise in applying logic. And much of the art of programming involves writing code that makes decisions based on one or more criteria. Such decisions define which code gets executed, how many times it is executed, and conversely, which code gets passed by when the program is executed. This is often referred as flow control. Let me delete this. Flow control. So science flow control, it controls the flow of a program execution. Flow control typically falls into categories of looping control. The flow of a program execution. Flow control, looping control and conditional flow control, whether or not code is executed. This lecture is intended to provide an introductory overview of the both types of flow control and in Kotlin. Looping flow control. In this lecture, we will gonna begin by looking at a flow of control in the form of loops. Loops are essentially sequences of Kotlin statements which are to be executed repeatedly until a specified condition is met. The first looping statement we will explore is for loop. For, as you can see here. The for in loop is used to iterate over a sequence of items contained in a collection or number range. The syntax of the for in loop is as follows. For example, let's create var variable and the name in or variable var variable string here, and let's this works like that. For variable name in collection or range here. In this syntax, variable names is the name to be used for a variable that will contain the current item from the collection or range through which the loop is iterating. The code in the body of the loop will typically use this name as a reference to the current item in the loop cycle. The collection or range references the item through which the loop is iterating. For example, this could, for example, be an array of a string values, a range operator, or even a string of characters. For example, let's make an little example here, which we will discuss more detailed in this lecture. For example, for index in 1 to 5 here, and print log is better, log value of index is index here. Let's run our code. So let's open the logcat window here, and as you can see here, our string array integer array is iterated here. So the loop begins by starting that the current item is to be assigned to constant name index. The statement then declares a closed range operator to indicate that the for loop is to iterate through the range of numbers starting at 1 and declaring and ending to 5, starting with 1 and ending with 5, and here at 2 3 5 6 7 and like so. The body of the loop simply prints out a message here, message to the lookup indicating the current value assigned to the index constant and resulting in the following output. The for in loops is of particular benefit when working with collections such as arrays, which this is the kind of array as well. And in fact, the for in loop can be used to iterate through any object that contains more than one item. For example, let's create a loop here with string. For example, hello academy, and then index in hello here. And what's the problem? Index here, index in hello academy. Oh, okay, we do it accidentally. So let's run it again. So as you can see here, we iterated hello academy one alphabet one by. So the operation of for in loop may be configured using the down to and until functions. The down to functions causes the for loop to work backwards through the specified collection until the specified number is reached. For example, let's create an example here. As you can see here, we did an example and we printed our string here, one alphabet one mine L O, and here's a space bar here, and AKDMI. Okay, so let's create another for example here. So for example, let's create an for loop as well here. For index in 100 and down to 90, down to 90 here, and let's log.e log and print index here, index to string. So let's run this code again. And here let's open the locale. As you can see here, we looped our with for extension from 100 to 90. So when they executed in your computer, this will show in your locale this following output. The until function operates in much the same way, with the exception that counting starts from the bottom of the collection range and works up until, but not including, the specified endpoint, a concept referred to as half closed range. Let's try this as well. Okay, let's delete this and let's try another loop again. For example, for index in one until 10, and print here log as well. Let's delete this, we don't need anymore. So log.e log and index.toString, because log wants a string here, and let's run it again. So let's open our logcat now. As you can see here, we've from 1 to 10, but not including 10, printed to logcat here. So we have the increment used on each iteration throughout the loop may also be defined using this, for example, step function here, until 10 and step 3. Step 3. Let's run this again. Let's open the logcat. As you can see here, we looped through 1 to 197 with every increasing 3, 3, 3, 3. As you can see, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, and so. So as you can see, we're done with our for loops for now, and in next lecture we're gonna discuss and you will learn while loops as well. So